Hello everyone! In this video we will look closer how to work on setting up the Inmarsat C station, initial switching on plus sending distress. Here we show a general view of the console. The Inmarsat C station is located here. It consists of a transceiver. Next is the message terminal and the monitor with a keyboard. First we need to turn on the transceiver. We press the on or off button. The message terminal is on. Change view starts the monitor. Don't forget that we also must turn on the printer, press the power button and return to the monitor. Initially our station shows the signal level and shows right now the station is being set up. The station is switched onto the satellite on which it was working before it was turned off. I remind you that there are 4 satellites: East Atlantic, West Atlantic, Pacific and Indian. You can look the location of these satellites in the reference book or in a textbook. They are all located on the equatorial plane. The only thing we need now is to choose a satellite that suits us best. According to our coordinates, we are located at the intersection of Greenwich at the equator, and the East Atlantic satellite is more suitable for us. We have completed the login operation. Our station has tuned into the West Atlantic satellite, which was there before station was turned off. Press the escape button to go from the editor window to the command line and go to the options menu. Press the enter button. We get the following window. We select the login operation, that is. Now we are turned to the satellite, select the East Atlantic satellite. Coordinates 00 north, 000 east, which are closest to the East Atlantic satellite. Operation login lights up again and our station is rebuilt. In addition to tuning into the satellite, we also need to check the correctness of the received GPS coordinates. We go to the position menu, press enter, check the coordinates and their status. If status is okay, everything is fine, but if the status invalid appears on the screen, therefore those coordinates has not been updated for 12 hours. It can be because of GPS failure. What to do in this case? Update coordinates manually every 4 hours. You write down the coordinates, then go down and press the OK button, so you see the coordinates that you just entered. Now we will talk about the distress transmission. There are 3 completely independent methods for reporting distress to the Inmarsat C station. The first method is to send an unprepared distress signal. The second method is to issue the prepared distress signal. The third way is to send a distress message. We will start with an unprepared distress signal. But first we need to wait for our station to tune into the satellite that suits us the best. Operation login successful. Now we can start. What should we do? We press the split cursor button. In real life we take 2 fingers and simultaneously press the stop and alarm buttons for 5 seconds until the red alarm light comes on. It lights up, so we can stop pressing these 2 buttons. Go to the home screen and wait. We see the first window that our distress signal has been sent, and we wait a couple more minutes. It should come message that the sending of such distress signal was successful. You need to wait a couple of minutes. What is the disadvantage of this method? When you send a distress signal in this way, firstly, you don't indicate the nature of distress, and secondly, if your coordinates were incorrectly indicated and you had the invalid status, therefore false coordinates were sent and your location is unknown. Now, regarding routine, where do your distress signals go? When you held down 2 buttons, your distress was sent first to the satellite you were tuned to. In this case, it is East Atlantic, after which your distress is sent to the land air station, with which you were last in communication. After this, it is redirected to the Rescue Coordination Center, which is responsible for your rescue, and is also redirected to the Network Coordination Center, so there are 2 addresses. But your rescue will be directly handled by the Rescue Coordination Center. Now the second way to transmit a distress is a prepared distress signal. Initially, we must go to the distress menu. A window will show up in which you must once again confirm that you really want to report about the distress. To confirm, press any button. Now, in land station, we select the nearest land air station in relation to us, because we are at coordinates 00 north, 000 east. Press space every time you open some tabs. In the upper left corner, there is a hint which button you need to press. Best for us will be Fucino, which is located in Europe, as it is near Africa. There is anything to choose. Check the coordinates and pay attention to the status. Our status is OK. Then I need to choose down the nature of distress that wasn't in the previous method. Mark with the space button the nature of distress. In our case it is sinking. And press OK button. We have previously prepared the data, and in order to send it we press split cursor. And in the same way as in the previous method, press stop and alarm for 5 seconds. And only in this case your prepared distress signal will be sent. In the same way like in the previous method, we should receive confirmation. The first pop-up window informs us that we have issued a distress call. Then in the second window we will be informed that the distress call was delivered successfully. This needs to be monitored. What will be write down in the radio logbook? At the end of the first, second and third methods of sending distress, you will have only one entry in the logbook. The time of distress will be also recorded. Then in the station 2 write down either the land air station or the rescue coordination center, which is located at this land air station. Station from will indicate your Inmarsat C station number. Remarks will indicate that you sent a distress call and the information that was sent. For example, if you sent a distress in the first method, you sent only your coordinates that you have by default. In the second method, we have already indicated the nature of distress. Check the coordinates so you can clearly indicate them. And in the last column, we indicate the satellite on which we were tuned. That is East Atlantic. Now, the third way of reporting distress is by sending a distress message. We go to the File menu. Initially, we need to write text of the message in advance. We select either new telex or new ASCII. In any case, we will send the text message, but what's the difference? If new telex is selected, you can only print capital letters and some characters. In new CCII, the entry keyword is available, including all the characters. In a distress, this is not principal. Select new telex type, the standard message text Mayday. Then we introduce ourselves as this name, call sign. You can add the number of your station Inmarsat C. Then indicate vessel's position, the nature of distress, in nature of distress, additional information, and then we sign master, if an order was given to the signal of distress. And in the end we must put NNNN. What R NNNN stands for? If in telephone communication we say over or out, then in Inmarsat C station for N means that the message is finished, and those who receive it will know that the message has been received in full size. We go to the top of the line with the escape button, go to the transmit menu, then skip the first lines and mark the distress priority. Please note that search and rescue immediately appears here, because your distress is sent to the rescue coordination center. In menu land station, select the nearest land air station. Assume that the closest one to us is Fuchino. Then the text is now in the editor. If you want to load the text that you prepared before and saved on the floppy disk, press File then Space, calls up the records that you saved on the floppy disk earlier, and select any of them by pressing the Enter button. We now have the text on the screen, so put up the cross text in editor, request confirmation. You will receive confirmation that the message has been delivered to the final recipient. Print. You are left with a printout on the printer, and you know that the distress has been sent and you have documentary evidence. Immediate transmission message will be sent at this time. You can remove the cross and here write down the time and date when you would like your message to be sent. But this does not apply to distress situations. Confirm and send our distress message. Now, how can I control the delivery of such message? Unlike the first two methods, I will not see a window here indicating that the message has been sent successfully. I need to control this by myself. I go to the logs. Our logbook is divided into sent messages, received messages, and EGC messages. My last message is in log transmit log. What statuses of messages could be? Failed. Sending is not successful. Sending. Sending of message is in progress. Confrag. Message has been delivered to the land air station, but has not yet been delivered to the final recipient. When the message is delivered to the rescue coordination center, your status will be changed to conf OK. I want to focus your attention on the fact that such messages are not paid for. This is a distress. For the cancellation of distress, the actions are the same, but the only difference is that the text of the message you will need to write the cancellation text. You can look at the cancellation text in NP 285. This is how it looks. This is name, then we indicate our coordinates. Please cancel my call Inmarsat C distress alert. Indicate the date and time when you sent a false distress signal or distress call. And at the end, master and 4N. To send a message, you press escape. Go to the line transmit. Check distress. Land station. Here should be one to which you send a false distress signal. Before that, we sent our distress to the land air station Fuchino. And now we also send it to the Fuchino land air station. The text is in our editor. We request confirmation that our cancellation was received by the land air station and rescue coordination center. A printout is required. This is documentary evidence that we have made a cancellation. Choose immediate transmission and press the send button. Then our message is sent. Status of our previous message that we sent to the rescue coordination center changed to conf OK. That means that message was delivered to the recipient. Now we need to wait a few minutes and our cancellation will also be sent to the recipient. Thank you for your attention.